This is my latest purchase of Mylar bags and oxygen absorbers, and this came from a company called DSM Sales and Manufacturing, but they also go by the name of Prep4Life. And if you haven't heard of them before, they are the makers of the Cube freeze dryer. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at their product. I ordered oxygen absorbers and their large Mylar bags. So these are their oxygen absorbers, and there's a problem here. These are not their large Mylar bags. These are their small bags. So seems to be a little bit of a problem here. Okay, so I ordered large Mylar bags and they sent me small Mylar bags. So I guess I'm going to have to give them a call and have them correct the order, and I'll have to wait a day or two to take care of this. I'm back again with my second shipment from Prep4Life. These should be the large Mylar bags. Yep, these are the large ones. So if you could take a look between their small and their large, this is a small Mylar bag from Prep4Life, and this is the large bag. Now, to kind of give you an idea of what size they are, this is a 1 gallon Mylar bag. So if I stick that right down there, you can kind of see that this isn't, their bag is not quite a gallon. It may be a half a gallon, and then their smaller bag would be about half that size. So I can measure the volume, so it's probably maybe like a 1 gallon, half gallon, and maybe a quart sized bag. So their bags are not as big as everyone else's, but anyway, we'll set these bags through the test, through the paces, through all my tests I have, and we'll see how good they hold up. The small bags are going back to them because they sent me the wrong ones, and I have the oxygen absorbers, and we're going to go ahead and dissect the bag, dissect the oxygen absorbers, and see how well they hold up to everybody else. These are the oxygen absorbers from Prep4Life. They are small, much smaller than the oxygen absorbers that I'm usually used to work with. They're smaller than the 300 cc's. And we're going to go ahead and test those, and yes, it's soft like flour, and that's how they should be. And this is the jar we're going to use. Now, I went ahead and measured the volume of this jar, and it came out to 940 milliliters. Well, the air that we breathe is 21% oxygen. So I times that by 20%, and I made this line right here, which is 188 milliliters. Now, I could have done 21%, but I find it a little bit easier to work with 20%. So how this works is we're going to put an oxygen absorber down here in the bottom, and as it absorbs the oxygen, it's going to create a void or a vacuum, and it's going to draw the water up inside this jar. And then as it does that, we're going to go ahead and measure and mark where that water comes up, and we'll mark that and measure it at the end of the experiment. So this is all ready to go and be placed in our colored water. And into the water this goes. And it's 3:30, so go ahead and time to see how long it takes for the water to be sucked from the bowl up inside the jar, and then to be emptied, and see how many times we can do that. We're going to go ahead and start the dissection of the oxygen absorbers from Prep4Life. So we're going to take a brand new one here and put it on the scale, and it comes up to be 4 grams. So the total weight is 4 grams. And like I said, these are a little bit smaller. As I said, these are a little bit smaller than other oxygen absorbers. These are supposed to be 300 cc, but here's some other different sizes. You can see from the size of the competition, theirs is the smallest so far. But it's not what's on the outside that counts, but it's what's on the inside that counts. So we're going to go ahead and open this up and empty the contents. And the contents comes out to be 3 grams. So I'm going to go ahead and spread this around. Now I do not have the SDS sheet from Prep4Life, but I can tell you that what's inside an oxygen absorber is basically iron powder, charcoal, and a type of a salt, or a chloride, I should say. So we're going to put our magnet on top of this, and what we're going to do, we're going to pick up all the iron powder, because that's what we want to do, is we want to measure the iron powder in the oxygen absorber. Zero that. So we have 2 grams of iron powder. And basically just barely registering 1 gram of other. So if each gram can pick up 300 cc's of oxygen, then 2 grams should be able to pick up 600 cc's. So in our experiment right over here, we should be able to do 600 cc's of oxygen. That's as long as the iron powder that the manufacturer used was pure in its content and was not adulterated by oxygen or anything else along the manufacturing route. So we'll have to just take a look to see how it comes out to be. So with the packaging and the secondary ingredients and the iron powder, comes back to our 4 grams of what's inside the oxygen absorber. The next comparison we're going to do is volume. So this is a Prep4Life bag. This is their largest bag, and this is a traditional 1 gallon Mylar bag. So if we take the 1 gallon Mylar bag, and I have here a Harvest Right tray that came out of my medium Harvest Right freeze dryer, and it's filled with glass beads to simulate food. So if we put this inside here, we can see that this will take the volume quite well. I can go ahead and seal it across here, and you can see that all the food is contained within the 1 bag. So now we're going to see how it stacks up to Prep4Life. So here's the Prep4Life bag, and this does not have a gusset on the bottom. And I can already tell you that there's no way that this is going to fit inside that. So I'm going to have to do this by hand. And because it doesn't have a gusset, it won't stand up by itself. So here we go. Okay, so the Prep4Life bag is all the way full to the very top. Let's see if I can seal this up. It will I can still use a little zipper still, but this is absolutely full. There's still room here that I can actually put the heat seal on here, but that is one full bag. So the Prep4Life bag will take the contents of an entire Harvest Right tray. We're going to move on to the bag and determining how thick it is. Now in their website, they do not mention the thickness of the bag, so I did have to send them an email, but we're going to go ahead and determine for ourselves the thickness of the bag, but I think it's a 5 mil. It's definitely not a 7. So we have our little thickness gauge here. And we're going to go ahead and start. Okay, we did 20 readings, and it looks like it came out to be 5 mil. So it looks like it is a 5 mil bag. So it's not as thick as a normal Mylar bag. It's a 5 mil, a little bit thinner than what I kind of like, but nevertheless, that's what it is. Puncture test. Tensile test. Prep4Life burst test. Prep4Life burst test. Prep4Life burst test. This was set on heat temperature number 4, and it still blew out the secondary seal. Prep4Life burst test. Burst test. It's been 24 hours, and it hasn't got quite up to my 188 milliliter mark, which would be 20% of capacity. So I went ahead and marked where it is right now, which is just a little bit below that. But we're going to go ahead and dump this out, and when we are done, so basically it only got up to that mark right there, but we're going to go ahead and recalculate it when we're all done with the test. But we're going to go ahead and exchange the air and continue the test. We're into 78 hours, and this is the second dump for Prep4Life. It's been 1 week or 168 hours since we started this oxygen absorber experiment with the oxygen absorber from Prep4Life. And we're going to bring it to an end. And I marked right here where the fluid is for the very last dump. It's way down here on the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and release the last of the fluid. And we're going to go ahead and calculate how much water the Prep4Life oxygen absorber picked up. This is 500 cc's. Now, when I first started this video, I thought the oxygen absorber from Prep4Life was 300 cc's, but when I just checked their internet site, it's actually 500 cc's. So I made a mistake throughout the video referring to the Prep4Life oxygen absorber being 300 cc's when it's actually 500 cc's. So here's the result. This is 500 cc's of volume, and the Prep4Life oxygen absorber came out to be 390 cc's. So through the entire week of testing, it was not able to achieve the rated amount of 500 cc's. It only got up to 390 cc's. So it did not meet the match of what it was supposed to achieve. Unless Prep4Life meant to put down 300 cc's on their internet, that would make some sense, but they have 500 cc's listed. This only went to 390, so it fell short. So there you have it.
This is where Prep4Life fell on the puncture test at 4,474 gram force. Just to kind of give you an idea, way up here is genuine 3-layer real Mylar, and no polyester bag is ever going to get up to where real Mylar is going to be. But to kind of give you an idea where Prep4Life falls, are kind of almost above medium in the group. We have Blue Alpine up here, Distribution Services, Discount Mylar, then Prep4Life. We have Harvest Right, Wallabies, Pleasant Grove Farms, American Harvest, Walmart, and Avid Armor, and then Vacuum Sealers Unlimited. So Prep4Life is a little bit above middle on the puncture test. This is the ranking for Prep4Life. They're right in the middle of everybody, surrounded by everyone else. They are a kind of a pinkish color because they are less than a 7 mil bag. Everyone that is yellow is 7 mil, and the pink colors are less than 7 mil, and they're surrounded by everyone else. So up here at the top, we have Distribution Services, Discount Mylar, we have Harvest Right, we got Blue Alpine, we got Pleasant Grove Farms, Vacuum Sealers Unlimited, Wallabies, Avid Armor, Pack Fresh USA, Walmart, and down here is Uline. So Prep4Life is right smack in the middle of everyone else. Over on this side, you can see where we have the bursting requirements or the bursting scale, and down here is the tensile scale, and they're right smack in the middle. This is the data from the oxygen absorbers that are available from the competition. The blue bar is what the oxygen absorbers were rated at. Red bar is the test results. The Prep4Life oxygen absorber was rated at 500, but came out at 390. It should be noted that the Amazon Full Seal was rated at 500, but only came out to 242, and the Walmart oxygen absorber was rated at 500 and came out at 599. These two oxygen absorbers from Walmart and Amazon Full Seal are no longer available. The Amazon oxygen absorber rated at 300 is no longer available. Harvest Right has gone to a larger oxygen absorber. All 300 cc rated oxygen absorbers all performed much more than 300 cc's. The best one from alias church distribution, came out at $13.58.
So after all the testing for the Prep4Life, I do have a few concerns and lots of questions. The bag is tested out to be pretty decent. The only test that the Prep4Life bag would not pass was the burst test. And the burst test basically is to test the manufacturing seams. It kept on blowing out the secondary seams, and I could not get it to blow out the manufacturer seams. For a 5 mil bag, the Prep4Life bag is probably one of the better 5 mil bags. I prefer a 7 mil bag, but if you're looking for a lighter bag, the Prep4Life bag is pretty decent. The oxygen absorber I have a concern with. Now this is the Prep4Life oxygen absorber, and they say that it is a 500 cc. These absorbers right here are all 300 cc's from 5 different companies, and you can see that all of these are much larger than the 500 cc absorber. Now if I take these away, this right here is a 100 cc absorber, and you can see that that is about the same size as a 500 cc absorber. Now this right here is a known 500 cc absorber. So if you take a look at this absorber, which has been tested to be 500 cc, and this absorber from Prep4Life, which claims to be a 500 cc, there's quite a bit of difference. Now, I'm not blaming Prep4Life. Maybe the distributor that Prep4Life got their product from is claiming something different. But through my tests, this 500 cc from Prep4Life just did not have the capacity to absorb the 500 cc or the 500 milliliters of fluid that would normally happen. So there's my report on buyer beware. I'll let you people make up your own decisions from my video, but there you have it. I'd like to thank you for your support. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I will send another video to you very soon. And go forth and freeze dry the world.